What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Hulk issue number 1. This will be a brand new line by Donny. And what this story is really going to be asking, what if the Hulk exists to protect us from Bruce Banner? And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are getting narration from Doctor Strange. And while this narration is going on, what we see is the Hulk just pummeling away on this door, doing everything he can to try to break through. But Doctor Strange has a theory about the Hulk, one that he has kept to himself for a very long time, and frankly, it's because it absolutely terrifies him if this theory is in fact true, because they have always thought of Hulk as the manifestation of Dr. Banner's trauma that he had experienced when he was a child, or perhaps even his identity, his shadow, his fury, all of his rage. But Doctor Strange asked the question, what if the Hulk exists to protect all of humanity from the mad scientist known as Bruce Banner? Now, while we see the Hulk working his best to try to break out of this doorway, on the other side of that door, that is where we have Banner. We have Banner suiting up, and right now, he is talking to Betty. And Betty is questioning everything that he has been doing, telling him that he can't keep Hulk locked up like that. With him just being a child, what he is doing is just pure cruelty. And more than anything, Betty is truly worried about him, worried about Hulk. Because all of this together, this is really him just blaming himself for everything that happened in El Paso. Not necessarily himself, but he blames the Hulk. He blames himself for not being able to take control, feeling at times that he is only useful when he is not here. When the Green Man is out, is the only time he feels like he has any kind of purpose. And he is tired of feeling this way, because at the end of the day, he never wanted any of this. He never wanted to be a superhero, a defender, an avenger, or a monster. He wanted to discover things. He wanted to invent things. He wanted to push the boundaries of known science. But then the Hulk arrived, growing inside of him feeling like it's a sickness. And up to this point, that has not stopped growing. After seeing what happened in El Paso, he knows that it is getting worse. And one of these days, he is going to come out, and one day, Bruce Banner will disappear forever. Because at the end of the day, the Hulk is immortal, but Bruce Banner, he is just a man. And having this knowledge, knowing that one day, eventually, he will no longer exist, he is going to push the boundaries of everything he knows until that day happens. Now, Betty tries to plead with him, tries letting him know that this is all going to blow up in his face. Now, of course, that is a good way to say this is how it all started, and he is okay with it ending with it blowing up in his face, telling her to get out of his head. We see Betty disappear because she was just a fragment of his mind, the conscience inside of his mind trying to reach out to him to let him know he is going down a very dark path. But the fact of the matter is, Bruce Banner has already gone over the edge. Now that is what picks us up with all of the Avengers, and Doctor Strange trying to convey to them exactly what is going on. And it's hard for all of them to take this in. And Doctor Strange, he is worried because this could be the biggest threat that they have ever faced. The events of El Paso have very well shown us exactly what has happened to Banner's mind. His mind has become broken, and Doctor Strange is fearing that they may be out of options now. Now, currently, Captain America has Iron Man tracking the location of where the Hulk is, especially after so many lives have been lost in El Paso. But Steve has to ask the question, how is Banner doing this? And even Doctor Strange is really stumped on anything that is happening here, because what Banner has done is built something inside of his mind, something that he believes he couldn't even achieve. He scoured the earth, searching and questioning every mystic, every Omega level telepath, doing everything he could to figure out how this was possible, with nobody being able to figure this out, assuming that he had to have help in doing this, because it doesn't make any sense to Doctor Strange. The magic required is beyond even his capability, because what he has done is fractured his mind into 3 separate pieces, and he rebuilt his mind into more or less a Starship Hulk. And while Doctor Strange gives us this narration, we see the fight unfold between Hulk and Tony Stark, with Tony being hot on his trail. He's been following him this entire time. Bruce Banner has caught on to this, and now he is laying down the hate on Iron Man. But Doctor Strange lets us know that he split his psyche into 3 distinct parts. He's modified and upgraded the external frame with tech that he very violently had stolen from Ames. And then he somehow surgically implanted it into his body, into Hulk's body. And inside of the body, he built the Mind Palace. This is kind of like a command center for Bruce Banner. Now, Doctor Strange, he was able to see this just briefly while he was in his astral form. But this place is vast, it is complex, it is impenetrable. And at the very heart of all of this, where the Hulk psyche should be, that is where we have Bruce Banner, a captain on his bridge, the bridge of Starship Hulk. Now, with the fight continuing on between the Hulk and Iron Man, Banner is trying to let him know that you just need to stop, you need to get out of my way. I have no intention of coming here to fight you. I have no intention of hurting you at all. But if you or any of the other Avengers get in my way, I promise you, I will not show any mercy. Telling Iron Man that no matter how many suits he makes, no matter how great his technology, they have done this fight over and over and over again, and Iron Man always comes out on the losing side. Now, of course, Iron Man still having a few tricks up his sleeve. We see the Hulkbuster turn into many, and they all shoot missiles out. With the missile exploding above the Hulk, it starts raining down metal shrapnel. And this metal shrapnel is adamantium nanoparticle shrapnels. Pretty nasty stuff that can burrow underneath the skin, even the skin of the Hulk. And as it does, the nano programming forges the adamantium at the atomic level, creating any shape or form that Tony Stark would like. And in this case, he is creating a cage, a way to hold down the Hulk, while Iron Man tries to end all of this. Now, Doctor Strange goes to fill us in on the rest of the information that we don't know yet, because we know where Bruce Banner's mind is. The body is the second part. The third part of all of this is the psyche belonging to the Hulk. Now, we all know to make the Hulk stronger, you have to hurt him. You have to keep him angry. And that's exactly what Banner is doing, keeping the Hulk psyche locked up inside of this Mind Palace. Hidden away behind an impenetrable door, Bruce Banner holds the lever to be able to make Banner more angry. He has placed the Hulk inside of what he calls the engine room. And anytime he needs a little bit more juice, anytime he needs a little bit more anger, he more or less zaps the Hulk. He hits him with everything he can think of. This in turn making the Hulk more angry, giving him power on the outside. And so while inside the mind, we have the Hulk fighting against Apaches, against army men, against tanks, the reality is these are all manifestations that Banner has created just to make the Hulk more angry so that he can use the Hulk's body on the outside. And with him making the Hulk more angry, we see him be able to rip his own freaking arm off, being able to free himself from this nanotechnology that Tony Stark was using to pin him down. With him just cutting his arm clean off, he goes right for Tony Stark. And there is absolutely nothing that can stop Banner. He goes in at full force and just starts laying some haymakers down. Now at this point, Tony Stark has recognized he's probably going to be screwed here. And so he really tries talking to him. Tries saying, one mad scientist to another, I kind of understand what you're going through. But Banner, he lets him know that he's not mad, he's not crazy, he's simply angry. And not only that, he is done explaining himself to Tony Stark or to anybody. Now Tony has a couple of automated Hulkbusters here with him, and we see the Hulk grab one of them and just tear it to pieces. Luckily, Tony Stark was not inside of this one, but if he had been, Tony Stark would be dead right now. Now Banner, he has no clue which one that Tony is in. And so he is just smashing and destroying every single one of them, having no care whatsoever for Tony's life. But with destroying this Hulkbuster, he grabs one of the arms off of it and he attaches it to himself. In doing this, he now has a Hulkbuster arm, and he uses this against Tony, and Tony is absolutely screwed in this situation, with him flying back, with the Hulk coming in and giving him a Superman punch to the chest. It sends Tony Stark flying through one of these walls and exposes exactly why Bruce Banner has come here today, because he has come here for Project Ark. And what we see is a giant Iron Man celestial suit. Now, if you guys remember in the King in Black line, he used this to fight against the Celestials that had been taken over by the god of symbiotes known as Null. Now, Tony has been building this thing ever since he piloted this Celestial during the Null attack, using the Celestial energies to create a wormhole to a pocket dimension that could evacuate civilians in case there is another event level crisis. And Bruce lets him know that this really is great work, but he has every intention of borrowing it. Now Tony lets him know that he can't do this, that the frequencies aren't right yet, the science is not there yet. If you go through, there is a good chance that you could hurt yourself. There is a good chance that you would never come back. Having no idea where this will take him, Bruce Banner is planning on that. Because if he doesn't know, then Tony doesn't know. No one will know where the Hulk ends up on the other side of this wormhole. And so he sends out one last message to everybody that would listen. And the message goes, if you can hear this message, then I am already gone. I am broadcasting this not to explain myself, but as a warning, because I am leaving, not because I hate you, not because I am scared of you. I am leaving because none of you will know how to deal with what I am going to become. Everybody has their little plans, their armored suits, their rocket ships, all of them having their clever ideas on how to deal with the monster that is inside of him. How to deal with him when those actions no longer align with their causes. But he lets them know that they are no longer dealing with him. They are dealing with Bruce Banner. And he lets them know that they have no plan for what he is about to do, because he is not controlled by rage any longer. He is fueled by it. And with the message broadcasting, he goes into the wormhole and he disappears. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, I do want to let you guys know this will probably be the only video I do today. I do have some errands to do, but I really just wanted to get this comic out there because I freaking love this comic. I think it is 100% top-notch stuff. A great evolution. You know, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in Immortal Hulk and so on and so forth, and there's some people that aren't going to like this because of the events of Immortal Hulk. It kind of feels like it undoes some of that stuff. But for a 6-issue limited series, this really has so much potential. I love the idea that what if Bruce Banner has always been a bad guy, has always been a villain underneath it all, but because of the Hulk, his rage was always kept in check. He was never able to become the mad scientist that we are currently seeing just run through Tony Stark. Now, going into this wormhole, who knows where he is going to land? Who knows where he is going to end up? And I think that makes it for one of the most exciting stories, and that is simply because you have the endless, infinite potential to go anywhere with this story. Now, it's only going to be 6 issues, so we can't imagine he's going to be traversing the stars forever. But where this is going to land after 6 issues, I am very excited to see where it goes. The artwork, the writing has been top-notch in this, and I cannot wait for some more. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.